This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live at 4.
A second teenager has been arrested in connection with the death of a Lincoln Hills staff member.
17-year-old Ryan Willis Nyblom is charged with felony murder and 2 counts of battery by prisoners as party to a crime. He was in the same unit as Javarius Hurd at the time of the assault. The 16-year-old Hurd was in court yesterday and is also charged with murder. Nyblom is being held in the Lincoln County Jail on a $20,000 cash bond. The family of a veteran killed in a drunk driving crash is receiving some justice tonight.
The man convicted of this crime starts his sentence today. Our Merrill Hubbard is back from the hearing with how the family wants their father remembered. Merrill?
We're hearing from the daughters of David Street tonight because they say they want his story to have an impact on others. David was a United States veteran, a father of 6 kids, and his family calls him a jack of all trades. He was killed in April of last year when a driver under the influence of drugs and alcohol hit him head-on along the interstate near Cottage Grove. Today, that driver heard his sentence and his conviction by homicide by drunk driving. 28-year-old Jesse Boley will spend 8 years behind bars with 5 additional years of extended supervision. Every single one of David's 5 daughters took the stand to give their testimony. They talked about how their father served honorably in the Marine Corps from 1988 to 1966. He loved NASCAR, going to MLB games, and he was an amazing baker. I met with his daughters after the hearing, and they say that although the judge delivered a just sentence, the reality is they still have a life to live without their dad.
You know that going into court that it's not going to bring him back. After hearing it, you know, and I think my sister shared the same sentiment as me. It feels the same. It feels like our dad's still dead. So it feels like nothing's changed.
David's daughters hope that by sharing their grief, it can help raise awareness for people to know that driving under the influence is never worth it. You can hear more about David's legacy from his daughters coming up tonight at 5.
Merrill, thank you. Dodge County authorities are searching for a missing woman in the Kleiman area. She's identified as 37-year-old Crystal Rash. The sheriff's office is not releasing the details of the investigation and said they're not asking for volunteers to assist in that search. They also said in a press release they're asking, in fact, that people avoid the area. They're holding a news conference at 5 to release more information on that search. Switching gears, let's head outside now for a look at your first warm forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Arrington. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Armand. Pretty active out here on the patio for a couple of reasons. Active number 1, clouds are filling in. We've got rain chances on the way, and this is how much rain we can expect by the time we get to Saturday morning. Widespread 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of rain in Maine weather will be going through hour by hour when we can expect those showers and storms to enter southern Wisconsin, when we can expect them to end, and also talk about some of the severe weather. The other reason why it's active out here on the patio is we have a wren right off to my right, which would be to your left, looking at this camera right now. They're not very happy with me. We can call it the weather wren, I suppose. We'll sneak back inside in just a moment. Speaking of outside, here at our Edgewater Sky Cam, can't get around this. Plenty of mosquitoes being caught by and making our resident spider pretty happy there. I think all of southern Wisconsin's happy with the temperature at 75 degrees. That dew point is 55, so it's dry, mild outside. 73 in Middleton, 76 to the northeast in Sun Prairie, 75 to the south in Belleville. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, low to mid to upper 70s. A little warmer out towards the Wisconsin River Valley at 78 degrees. But those 3 things you need to get out of this forecast during our 4 o'clock newscast. Number 1, quiet tonight. Number 2, scattered storms on Friday. And number 3, cooler by Sunday. We'll talk about the storms and Maine weather and just how cold Sunday is going to be in a few minutes.
Number 4, we need to clean the tower camp and get the bugs off of there. All right, Alex, thank you. The bipartisan Wisconsin Elections Commission rejected an effort to force a recall election of the state's top Republican after determining that not enough valid signatures were collected. The vote by 3 Republican commissioners and 1 Democratic commissioner commissioner means Assembly Speaker Robin Vos will not have to stand for a recall election unless a court intervenes. Vos was targeted for recall by fellow Republicans and supporters of former President Trump. Our Braden Ross was at that meeting. She'll be with us in the 4:30 half hour with more on what happened. Well, ever since news broke that Texas-based travel center Buc-ee's was coming to the Badger State, Wisconsinites have been counting the days. A lot of people waiting and wondering.
Yeah, and they're going to have to wait just a little bit longer as that countdown has been extended. Our Maddie Heimsch has the latest. Maddie?
Yeah, Susan, Armand, that Buc-ee's is set to occupy a 75,000 square foot lot in DeForest. But with the build that big, DeForest leaders tell me the devil is in the details. Those details, negotiations between Buc-ee's and the village of DeForest regarding sharing the costs of highway improvements around the site. Buc-ee's paid $4.2 million in April of 2023 with plans to start building here in 2024. But now, in light of those negotiations, DeForest Village Administrator Bill Chang says that start date is unlikely and the plans in general unconfirmed.
So they've acquired the property. They have a conditional use permit which allows for the type of use on that land, but they have not submitted site plans. They do not have a current agreement with the village, so that's, they're not obligated to construct at this time.
If the village and the mega chain can find common ground, the new location is set to be one of the nation's largest, hosting 120 gas pumps and creating 200 full-time jobs here in Dane County. We'll have more details on the negotiation and if and when you can expect a Buc-ee's groundbreaking in DeForest here on News 3 Now at 5.
Maddie, thank you. Well, it's National Sunglasses Day, which is a great reminder to make sure your optical health is a priority. And when you go out looking for shades to protect your eyes, it's important to remember that not all sunglasses are created equal. SSM Health ophthalmologist Shahed Gogawala says you should try to make sure you pick lenses with the correct protective coating.
You could have a lighter colored yellow tint, but it can provide you more protection if it has the UVA and B stickers than a darker set of glasses that you get, let's say, at a Quick Trip.
Experts also say don't forget about kids. During the summer months, they're outside just as much, if not more, than adults, and they also need protection from the sun.
I don't know how you read the prompter with those glasses on. It's good you switched.
Thank you. It was harder than I thought.
Cool look. Well, the night of the big showdown is here. President Biden and former President Trump will face off in a televised debate.
Hear each candidate's game plan when Live at 4 returns.
You need the experts at Feldco. When you work with the experts at
Imagine having a Medicare Advantage plan that can help cover costs for dental services or even groceries. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is offering special benefits called Essential Extras, available for Medicare Advantage plan members. If you're new to Medicare, have Medicaid, or recently moved, you could be eligible to enroll today. Unsure if you're eligible? Our licensed insurance agents can help. Just call the number on your screen today. Medicare Advantage plans cover everything in original Medicare Parts A and B while offering coverage for additional benefits. With Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Medicare Advantage plans, you could get no-cost essential extras you might not expect. These plans may include allowances for dental, vision, hearing, assistive devices, or even money for healthy groceries. That's not all, though. You could also get an allowance to help pay for utility costs like gas, electric, water, or sewer. It can even be used towards internet and cellular providers. Explore 2024 Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Medicare Advantage plans with essential extras in your zip code by calling today. If you're new to Medicare, have Medicaid, or recently moved, you could be eligible. Essential extras could even include transportation to plan-approved destinations. But you won't get a plan with additional benefits automatically. You have to call to see if you're eligible to enroll. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is proud to offer these special no-cost Medicare Advantage plan benefits that help provide comfort and convenience to make everyday life easier. Don't miss out. Call Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield today to explore 2024 Medicare Advantage plans with essential extras. If you're new to Medicare, on Medicaid, or recently moved, you could be eligible.
Call 800-694-1143. 800-694-1143. That's 800-694-1143.
Hi, I'm Peter Gottlieb with the League of Women Voters of Dane County. In the August 13th primary election, voters will pick their preferred Democratic or Republican candidates for the United States Congress and the Wisconsin State Legislature. The winners will be on the ballot in the November 5th general election, which will include votes for president and state and federal offices. Learn more at vote411.org.
3 things to know. Part of News 3 Now's 3 Cares Community Impact.
Need a new roof? Then you need the experts at Feldco. When you work with the experts at Feldco, you're getting a team of local roofing professionals dedicated to one thing above all, your delight. You're also getting quality materials, extreme care, and a deep attention to detail, all without breaking the bank. Right now, get 30% off roofing with no interest until 2026. Trust the experts. Trust Feldco. Your home will thank you for it. 30% off roofing ends Sunday. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Welcome back. For the first time, a former president and a sitting president are going to go head-to-head in a televised debate.
Both campaigns have spent the last few weeks and days preparing for what could be a pivotal night in the race for the White House. We'll get to that a little bit later in this newscast. Moving on now, the Supreme Court has ruled doctors in Idaho can't perform abortions when needed in medical emergencies. The case focused on a clash between Idaho's near-total ban and federal law, which requires hospitals that accept Medicare to provide stabilizing treatment, including abortion care, to a mother whose health is at serious risk. During arguments in April, female justices pressed the state on medical emergencies like sepsis and hemorrhaging.
Residents in Madison, Illinois, that is one of the Chicago suburbs, are being evacuated. We're going to be able to go to that story. There we go. Are being evacuated after a train derailed this morning. The village spokesman said residents should plan for a long-term evacuation and take any medication and supplies that they may need. Officials say about 10 cars carrying various substances derailed. Workers are trying to determine whether any hazardous materials have leaked from the train. Some residents in the area said they didn't hear or smell anything, didn't hear the derailment happen, so they were shocked when police arrived at their doors telling them they had to evacuate. No word on what caused the train to derail.
Well, there is 1 month to go until the Olympic Games in Paris. The City of Light expects to welcome 15 million visitors, and history will be made when teams float down the Seine River in the opening ceremony. A first outside a stadium, and more than a dozen Olympic venues have been built in the city center. Police have mobilized 30,000 security forces.
We are on the final stretch of our preparation, and we have one message to the world: get ready for games like no others.
Paris has seen mass protests in recent weeks leading up to parliamentary elections where President Macron's job is on the line. The athletes at the top of their game will take a bit of France home with them. Each medal contains a piece of iron from the Eiffel Tower itself.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's get a check of the forecast now. Cloudy and a little cooler this afternoon, Alex. It was nice to turn the AC off for a while.
Yeah, give it a break for at least a day. Probably give it a break for a couple more days as well before the humidity really starts to move back in as we get out into next week. Actually, I'll refine that. You might need it tomorrow night. It'll be a little on the muggy side tomorrow night. But then you can have another AC break. All of us are not going to get a break from the water, though. We have more water on the way. Widespread 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of water as we go Friday into the very beginning of your Saturday morning. We'll break that down here in a couple moments. I want to abundantly apologize about what looks to be a mosquito convention right now at our Edgewater Skycam. Temperatures at 75, the dew point's 55. They're enjoying the weather just as much as folks around on Lake Mendota are too. We are as well, as Susan was saying. We got about 74 degrees right here in the southwest side of town, 75 in downtown Madison. So gorgeous temperatures, actually a little bit below normal for where we should be, which is right around 80. Nearing 80 in Prairie du Chien and Boscobel, up towards the Dells, up towards Marquette and Green Lake counties in the lower 70s. 3 things you need to get out of the forecast here. Quiet tonight. Scattered storms on Friday. much cooler by Sunday. How cool? We'll show you that in just a moment. Showers and storms moving in by 6 o'clock in the morning across a good portion. Let's see, just areas Madison along I-39 and everybody to the west. Shower and thunderstorm activity pretty widespread throughout the day. My rule of thumb, though, is if you don't get breaks in the skies by the time you get to noon and a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity, you lose that energy in the afternoon for redevelopment. We could get some more thunderstorms to pop up, but these thunderstorms being widespread severe, not looking likely at this point in time because we're just not getting that heat and humidity to build. That could change, so certainly tune in to our later newscast this evening and certainly tomorrow morning with Kelly. As we move further into Saturday around 6 o'clock, those showers are out of here. Skies will clear and then it'll be breezy and warm on Saturday. Once again, widespread 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of water expected out of this weather event. We don't need any more water across southern Wisconsin. In fact, Madison's total precipitation thus far this year, 23.08 inches. This currently makes it the 6th wettest on record, and we've got quite a bit of the year left to go. That severe weather threat is low, 1 out of 5. Gusty winds would be the main threat if we can get a little bit of heat in the day on Friday. Right now, though, the threat's pretty low because of the clouds and the persistent rain. But we'll be keeping an eye on that tomorrow for the possibility of those breaks to allow maybe 1 or 2 of those storms to get a bit on the stronger side. If you want, I'll call this the 50-50 weekend. If you want warm weather, you do Saturday. If you want cool weather, well, you got Sunday with temperatures right around 70 degrees, so much cooler on Sunday. Cool start to the work week, and then as we head towards the 4th, par for course, we warm up, we get more humid, and we have some shower and thunderstorm activity. Few moments here for some viewer photos. Thanks, Danny, for sending us this picture. Very vivid lightning that we have. We have that scan that here QR code. Just get your phone out right now, scan that, and they'll link you right up to our portal to send your photos in so that we can show them here live on television. Heidi sends us this photo here. Yes, Heidi, those are mammatus clouds, which are not uncommon to see before or after a severe weather event, which we've had plenty of over the course of the past year. And this last one here, I'm really enjoying this submission as well. This is from our friend, former Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti, looking over us here, showing us that hail in Janesville, the size of a quarter. And look how much bigger that hail stone is, or I should say here, the hail is about the size of a quarter, and 1-inch diameter hail, again, can most certainly produce destructive damage. Thanks, Gary, and thanks, everyone, for sending us those photos. Susan, Armand?
All right, well, like we said earlier, for the first time, a former president and a sitting president are going head-to-head in a televised debate.
Both campaigns have spent the last few days and weeks getting ready for what could be a pivotal night in the race for the White House. Skylar Henry is in Atlanta with the latest.
President Biden and former President Trump take the debate stage tonight, where both presumptive nominees will lay their records out to the American people. Biden aides say he plans to paint Trump as too dangerous for the White House. He'll also argue Trump would cut taxes for the rich and take away abortion rights. On the Republican side, Trump's aides are urging him to focus on crime, immigration, and the economy, issues where he leads in the polls. But in the end, policies may not be what wins the debate.
Many Americans are tuning in to see how Joe Biden looks and how Donald Trump acts. And do they have the capacity to lead?
American University professor Jane Hall says in addition to policy talks, viewers will be paying attention to both men's energy and decorum.
Do you think that either man could really sort of separate himself from the other based off of his performance tonight?
I think that performance is fortunately or unfortunately going to be a key factor in how this is perceived and how it is perceived in all of the clips that will be out there.
Political watchers say those performances tonight could land big with undecided voters.
Not a super huge fan of either, but just if they're respectful to each other, I feel like that's super important.
New CBS News polling shows voters planning to watch the debate live are mostly looking to see how Biden and Trump perform, with 20% saying the debate will help them decide how to vote. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Atlanta.
This will be the first presidential debate to be held in a studio with no live audience since Kennedy-Nixon in 1960. The candidates' mics will be muted except for when it is their turn to speak. All non-major party candidates, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr., failed to qualify for the debate stage by the agreed-to June 20th deadline. Charles Franklin, by the way, will be with us a little later in the show to give us some pointers on what to watch for tonight.
SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket launched 23 Starlink internet satellites into orbit today from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. What makes this notable is that it marks the first time an individual rocket made by the company has launched and landed 22 times. Following that launch, the rocket's second stage separated from the booster. That booster then landed on a drone ship, completing the first 20-second launch and landing of a booster. And with this mission, the total number of Starlink satellites now in orbit is well over 6,000. Well, toilet to tap, flush to faucet, these are just a couple of terms for recycled wastewater used for drinking water.
Danya Backus shows us states in the western U.S. have more demand than supply. So they're looking for any source, even for some ones that are hard to swallow.
When it comes to water, California is working to preserve every drop.
We are doing what Mother Nature does itself.
The drought-prone state is now allowing water agencies to use recycled wastewater for drinking water, a term officially known as direct potable reuse and unofficially coined toilet to tap.
We can turn raw sewage into drinking water in 24 hours.
John Kennedy is the general manager of the Orange County Water District.
When you flush your toilet, you take a shower, you clean your clothes, wash the dishes, you're generating wastewater or sewage.
Orange County, California is home to the largest groundwater replenishment system in the world. Every day, 130 gallons of treated wastewater that would normally drain into the Pacific Ocean goes through a 3-step purification process, including microfiltration, reverse osmosis, and ultraviolet light.
In 24 hours, we're drinking clean water. Cheers.
Cheers.
And like you said, it tastes like water because it is water.
The purified water is pumped into the county's underground water basin before it makes it to the tap. It's indirect potable reuse.
If it was direct potable reuse, there would be more treatment steps.
Experts say the once extreme idea is becoming mainstream.
There is no new water. What used to be toilet to tap is now a highly technical, highly treated source of water supply that exceeds every standard, has no health risks whatsoever.
California now joins Colorado as the second state to approve the process. Cities in places like Arizona, Oregon, Florida, and Texas are also recycling wastewater. Danya Backus, CBS News, Fountain Valley, California.
The process of developing the regulations that are now in California have taken more than a decade.
Well, right after the break, we go over all to do this weekend in the 608.
And later, if you're dealing with storm damage, we'll tell you how to spot and turn down scammers. That's when Live at 4 returns.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
We're looking for 200 homeowners this month interested in getting new landscape borders. Our borders are laid in one piece using a high-performance concrete mix, and we add fibers and steel cable to maximize strength and durability. Our cutting-edge materials and process ensure that your borders will not fade, discolor, or disconnect, and will look beautiful for years to come. And all of our borders are covered by our extensive lifetime warranty. Boost your curb appeal with easy-to-mow-around, long-lasting, beautiful landscape borders. Visit the website or call the number for your new borders today.
Experience independence with Baraboo Furniture and Mattresses' huge store-wide 4th of July sale. Save up to 60% on many items. Over $1 million of quality name brands on sale, including Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, Best, England, Spring Air, Amish Furniture, and much more. All on sale. Get special free financing. All credit welcome. Hurry in today to the huge store-wide 4th of July sale at Baraboo Furniture and Mattress, where your satisfaction is our guarantee.
Fight the bite and take back your yard. Trust your trained local mosquito squad of South Central Wisconsin to defend against backyard pests. Our pioneered barrier treatment is backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. If a mosquito or tick is peskier than the rest, we will apply another treatment. The season's short in Wisconsin. Don't let mosquitoes and ticks make it any shorter. Call your local mosquito squad of South Central Wisconsin for a free quote. In less than 30 minutes, you'll be on your way to being outside all day.
I was raised by my wonderful grandparents who took care of me when my mother was struggling with addiction. Later, when Nana got frail, I was privileged to help take care of her. I believe it's our duty to honor our elders. So I've worked hard in the Senate to protect Medicare and nursing home care from those who've tried relentlessly to cut benefits. The least we can do is help those who've helped us. I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Well, how does that song go? Everybody's working for the weekend in the 608.
Right. Josh Spreiter is looking ahead to what's happening for your family this final weekend in June.
I have 3 things to do this weekend in the 608 across the News 3 Now viewing area. First up, one that's pretty special for the Edgerton community. Edgerton Hospital and Health Services is gearing up for the annual Sensation Garden Party this weekend. It is a hippie theme this year. Enjoy a groovy evening of far-out music, food, and beverages in the hippest garden around. This event is focused on raising funding for mental health initiatives at the hospital. It is scheduled for tomorrow night from 6 to 8. You can go to the story at channel3000.com to learn how to donate to the cause or get tickets to the event. Blues, Brews, and Food Trucks Festival is returning to New Glarus this weekend. On Saturday, there will be 4 bands, lots of great food and local beers available. It will make for a perfect summer day out. There is free admission. You can check out the fun at Village Park from noon to 8 p.m. Finally happening Saturday, the 20th Annual Midwest Log Rolling Championships at Wingra Park. It's a fundraiser for the Huntington's Disease Society of America's Wisconsin chapter. This event brings the best log rollers from around the world right here to Madison in an exciting full day of competition. There will be different events happening throughout the day. The amateurs will be on at 10 a.m., followed by the pros at 1 p.m. I will be there live, log rolling into News 3 Now this morning on Friday, so you will certainly not want to miss tomorrow's show. Remember, we are your home for what's happening in the 608. You can go to our section of channel3000.com or click on the community calendar in partnership with our friends at Madison Magazine. In the 608 for Live at 4, I'm Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Josh. Can't wait to see that tomorrow.
If anyone can log roll above all the talent, it's Josh.
That is for sure. Next on Live at 4, the effort to recall Wisconsin Assembly Speaker Robin Vos falls flat.
More on why the Wisconsin's Election Commission rejected the signatures calling for a recall when we come back.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
We're a really busy family of 6 and moving into a new house, and Empire made it really easy.
They brought samples to our house, quality products, and installation on our schedule.
And we're really happy with everything.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
Introducing Cardia Mobile. With Cardia Mobile, the FDA-cleared smart device, you can take a medical-grade EKG in just 30 seconds from anywhere.
Every morning I check, make sure I'm in good shape, and it makes me feel pretty good about my heart condition.
Cardio Mobile is proven to detect atrial fibrillation, and it's FDA cleared to detect normal heart rhythm, bradycardia, and tachycardia.
I mean, you might as well be in a doctor's office.
Get Cardio Mobile today for just $79 at cardia.com or Amazon.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello permanent fat removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Madison Mallards Baseball brings you a night of fireworks on the base paths, and after the game is over, join us for the Mallards Pride Night, Friday, June 28th against the Green Bay Rockers, with fireworks after the game. News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of Madison Mallards Baseball. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Oh, it's a very nice day out on the, what is that, the Union area? The Union Square, yeah.
Library Mall, the camp on campus.
Exactly, yeah, nice little fountain. And speaking of that water in the fountain, rain is on the way. Those are the weather words for today. Let's go outside now. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington for more on that. Alex?
Armand, I think a lot of folks in southern Wisconsin want me to put those weather words, rain, rain, please go away. But yes, there is more rain on the way. In fact, the clouds out here are starting to fill in out ahead of the next weather system. And these clouds are helping to hold those temperatures down just a bit. We've got 73 in Middleton, 75 here in Dane County, 74 to the southeast in Edgerton. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, temperature is pretty uniform. Got a 71 up towards Marquette and Green Lake County, 72 in Mineral Point, and then 76 in Platteville. So mid to upper 70s, which is just a touch below normal. Planning the next 12 hours as we go into the wee hours of your Friday morning. No rain in southern Wisconsin just quite yet. It'll be knocking on our doorstep as we get towards 6 o'clock in the morning. So a mild night overnight as those clouds continue to increase across the area. As part of those three things that you need to know out of this forecast, scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected on Friday. And then after a warm Saturday, a much cooler Sunday. Coming up in Maine weather, I'm going to show you how much water you can expect out of Friday and Friday night's weather events, and then how cold those temperatures are going to swing from Saturday going into Sunday in a few minutes.
Alex, thank you. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos will not face a recall election in August. The Wisconsin Elections Commission decided today that petitioners did not have enough signatures to trigger that vote.
Our Braden Ross was in the room when they made that call, and she's here to break it all down for us. Braden?
Yeah, this all really came down to only about a dozen signatures. The recall Vos camp said they collected 16 more signatures than they needed to trigger that vote. But today the WEC threw out 188 of them, saying they were collected after the deadline. The commission voted 4-2, a bipartisan vote, to find the petition insufficient. Commissioner Mark Thompson, a Democratic appointee, was strongly opposed to that decision, saying he believes the petitioners have a constitutional right to recall and that vote would reflect poorly on the commission.
Let it not be this group of people that say no. We should let it play out. If we don't say it's sufficient, it's not going to happen because it can't happen in time, because the courts aren't going to act in time. And the blame is going to be on this body, and we can't do that.
Now, Vos, alongside all of his other colleagues in the assembly, is up for election in his new legislative district in November. Now, you may remember some talk of how those new legislative maps might have played into this decision. I'll break down why they ultimately didn't matter coming up tonight at 6.
Braden, thank you. Scammers are trying to take advantage of those rebuilding in the wake of an outbreak of tornadoes across southern Wisconsin. Our Elia La Liberté has some advice from hard-hit Janesville.
Scams can come in all different types of forms. That can be an email, a phone call, or even in person. But there are ways to look out for them. Storm scammers prey on emotions and may try to get a same-day deposit or create more damage on the property. They also may claim they are accredited from the Better Business Bureau, but the BBB says the most important thing to do is your own research.
3 estimates are always best as well. Don't go to the first person that reaches out to you. Any good company with all the storm damage that we have had should not have immediate openings. That should be a red flag that they can repair it tomorrow.
You can report scams like these to bbb.org/scam tracker. Tonight at 6, I'll show you how neighbors are helping each other identify scammers. Reporting in Janesville, Elia La Liberté, News 3 Now.
It was a good day on Wall Street. The Dow gained 36 points. The Nasdaq was up 53 and the S&P 500 gained almost 5.
And coming up, before Trump and Biden face off on the debate stage, they already faced off in a Marquette Law School poll.
Charles Franklin, the director of the poll, is here to break down those results and will also preview tonight's presidential debate when Live at 4 continues.
Choosing your own path. For those recovering from injury, illness, or stroke, choosing Encompass Health for inpatient rehabilitation may just be their most important choice.
On the next Buzzed into Madison, we're continuing our dairy farm celebration up here in Wisconsin Dells at Walk Era Farms. We're going to meet Allie and hear all about the Walker dairy story and meet this sweet girl. That's next on Buzzed into Madison.
Up to 60% off list at the 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture. Explosive deals everywhere. Like this classic sofa in 3 colors. Or a Chase sofa for just $5.98. Recline and save for just $3.99. Get this incredible deal, head-up base and 8-inch mattress, just $4.99 for both. Plus, our 365-night sleep guarantee. What a sale. The 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture.
My husband and I finally agreed that we need a new bathtub and shower. So he went right to work on handling the project. That's him going online researching bathtub and shower installers. And there he is, calling a few places to get an estimate. I think he's procrastinating.
Call 1-800-HANSONS for a new shower or bathtub you'll love. Installed in as little as 1 day.
It's okay. I called 1-800-HANSONS.
We custom fit your new bathtub or shower into your existing space for a fast, convenient, and hassle-free installation with any safety features your family needs. Safety bars, seats, and more with a no-leak guarantee.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna call 1-800-HANSONS.
That's great, hon.
Get 60% off installation or no interest and no payments for 1 year. Offer ends soon.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. If the foot isn't properly aligned, that results in muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
The Spring Green Art Fair is coming June 29th and 30th to downtown Spring Green. Hundreds of artists from around the nation will be there both days. Don't miss the fun and excitement, June 29th and 30th in Spring Green.
New at 5, the first Buc-ee's in Wisconsin is hitting a bit of a roadblock. We explore what the delay means for the travel center's projected timeline and the local economy.
Well, hopefully you've enjoyed some drier weather. Coming up at 5, we're going to be tracking Friday's storm chances and how much rain you can expect.
And ahead at 6, come rain or shine, the businesses at the water park capital of the world stay afloat. We go beyond the barometer to show you how Wisconsin's weather has transformed this summer destination. That's tonight at 6.
Kevin Costner returns to the big screen in the new movie Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1.
And the film is the first in a series of 4 movies about the expansion and settlement of the American West. The Oscar-winning Hollywood powerhouse stars in the movies, and he sent his own money to produce them. Costner sat down with CBS Mornings co-host Gayle King to talk about his most ambitious project yet.
1988, I commissioned a story, even before Dances with Wolves, that I wanted to do. It was kind of a normal Western. I thought it was good, but no one would make it. And I thought that, well, then I'll write 4 more, see how they like those. No one liked that, you know, the knothead that I am. And but I did. And I couldn't forget it. I couldn't fall out of love with it. And I just kept pushing it forward.
The first installment of Horizon, an American Saga, is in theaters everywhere Friday. Part 2 hits theaters in August.
When we come back, a big night in politics following the latest Marquette Law School poll. We'll talk to Charles Franklin when Live at 4 continues.
Madison, it's time to get excited because coming up later this summer, it is the Midwest Financial Group's Madison Mini Marathon. Also, thanks for the hat.
Absolutely.
I love talking about and wearing your branded hat. I love it. Mr. Matt Coupland is with us because we are talking all things race day events for the Madison Mini. It's been voted the number one.
Ongoing, yep.
That's awesome. And I know you're excited to be a sponsor. It's important to you.
Yeah, it is important to us. It gets us involved in the community. I mean, we believe in, you know, the effort that you have to put in to do things like this, just like you have to put effort into creating a financial plan, helping people in that way. There's a lot of correlation that way.
So when you think about training for a race, you don't just get off the couch, much like you don't just retire without a plan. Bring those two together for us.
Yeah, if you were to try to just get up and run a marathon, maybe it could happen, but it would probably be rare. So you need to put in the time to think about, you know, training 1 week, 1 month, 1 year out potentially, and then be able to stick to that plan and see it through. Retirement, clearly, you hear us talk about all the time. It's the same concept. You need a plan. You got to stick to it, and the earlier that you can start that plan, the better.
Absolutely. This is a great event to be a part of. You've done it. You've been a part of this for a few years now, but this is not just a race. I mean, you're going to get to see and experience some awesome things.
Amazing communities. There's a celebration. I mean, bring family, bring friends. It's going to be a good time. Drinks, live music, it's going to be great.
Sign up today for the Madison Mini coming up later this summer. And really just get a plan in place, whether it's this race or your life, and you can do that with Matt and his team at Midwest Financial Group. They're going to get you going in the direction you want to be, right?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm Emmy Fink, he's Matt Coupland, and...
You're buzzed into Madison.
Next, Buzzed into Madison, we're continuing our dairy farm celebration up here in Wisconsin Dells at Walk Era Farms. We're going to meet Allie and hear all about the Walker dairy story and meet this sweet girl. That's next on Buzzed into Madison.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
Welcome back, everyone. Tonight's first presidential debate comes on the heels of a brand new Marquette Law School poll.
It's the first poll on Wisconsin voters since former President Trump's conviction.
Charles Franklin is the director of the Marquette Law School poll. Hi, Charles. Good to see you. We're going to be talking about tonight's debate in the next segment in just a little bit, but first let's talk about your poll. And what was the headline that came out of it?
50-50 tied race.
It's tight.
51-49 with likely voters Biden up by 2. That's a little bit of a shift, a couple of point shift from April in our last poll and following the conviction.
And so if it shows them tied, you know, how is this kind of debate sort of going to fare that with voters?
Well, when you're this close, little things can tilt, but we're so close, it's really hard to think anything makes big differences. So let's see. Some presidential debates have shifted things a bit, but mostly people come to a debate cheering for their side. And as a result, it's rare to see a debate really shift things a lot. Of course, we have seen debates where people have made big mistakes, said things they regretted, and that seemed to move the vote. There have been a couple of debates where a non-incumbent president has made an impression with voters that seems to have helped that candidate in the fall. But I wouldn't expect big change. There are a couple of things I could see mattering tonight. Right now, only 46% say they're very enthusiastic about this election. That's nearly 20 points below where it was in the spring 4 years ago. So this debate could engage voters more than they've been engaged up to this point. The other thing is, across 7 different issues we ask about, between 13 and 25% say they don't see any difference between these two candidates. And so that's another thing that tonight might begin to shift a little bit as people who currently don't see a difference possibly start to see a difference.
We talked about the numbers among likely voters. What did it look like among registered voters? And is it all still within the margin of error?
It's all within the margin of error pretty much any way you ask it. It's 50-50 with registered. It's 51-49 for Biden with likely. But if you go to the 6-candidate race, including all of the independents, then it's Trump up by 3. But all of those numbers are inside the margin of error of the poll. The one thing we have seen is Kennedy's support has dropped from 17 to 13 to just 8% in this poll. So there is some shifting going on that third-party side.
That's interesting, and that could potentially be good news for President Biden, but it is all going to come down to us. Is it looking that way?
Yeah, well, it's very likely that we are the pivotal state that determines who gets the majority in the Electoral College. At the way it looks right now, Biden has to win Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, and Omaha, Nebraska, of all places, which cast an electoral vote by congressional district. That would put Biden at 270 to 268 for Trump, as close as it could possibly go. And then if Wisconsin tilts to Trump, that puts Trump ahead in the Electoral College. But also if Pennsylvania or Michigan were to flip from 2020, that would put Trump in the White House. This is assuming Georgia and Arizona and Nevada, which Biden won last time, but which seem to be leaning more to Trump right now, do go ahead and flip. And, you know, we've still got 130 days to go till the election, so things can still shift for sure.
And were you surprised in this poll, the effect, if there was any, of the conviction and, the upcoming sentencing?
Yeah, it's not surprising in the following sense. In our national poll in May, during the trial, but before the end of it, 54% said Trump had done something illegal. And after the conviction, 55% in this week's poll say he was really guilty. I think people had it baked in already. There was this little better than half that thought he had done something illegal. Then the conviction doesn't really change anybody's opinion about that. This is something we see, but especially this year with 2 such well-known candidates, there's not much new or surprising that happens, even something as unprecedented as a felony conviction for a former president.
Let's talk about the debate tonight. This is history making. It's the first time a sitting president has debated a former president. And it seems like the stakes are huge for both of them, especially because the next debate is not until September. So whatever images come out of tonight are going to be replayed and replayed and replayed until then.
I think that's absolutely right. It's early, and that's both a strength and a weakness, that it may energize people now that haven't been energized. It might plant the image that one of them had a great debate and one had a terrible debate, and that will stick with them at least until September. So those are might-be's. But whether that happens has so much to do with how they perform. The format's interesting, with no audience and with a muted mic when your time is up. It'd be very interesting to see how that plays out. You know, the moderators always ask the audience not to cheer or boo, but they always do. And so no audience will give a very different feel. I will be watching to see if when someone's time runs out and their mic is muted, do they keep talking or do they try to say something and distract the other candidate? That's something that may be hard to tell unless we have a video of the person whose mic is muted, and I don't know what the format will look like for that.
Definitely. And do you think, is there any sort of key points that each candidate really has to stick on tonight?
I think for Trump, it's really clear if you watch his speeches that immigration is something that he ties to a number of different areas. He ties it to crime. He ties it to jobs. He ties it to his claim that's false about illegal migrants being able to vote, which is not true in any state or federal elections. But he brings that up. So for him, immigration lets him tie together a variety of things that he says Biden has failed in. For Biden, the challenge is to highlight Trump's record as president in the negative way that Biden will portray that. And what do you do if people aren't giving you credit for your achievements? And that's a big problem for Biden. When we ask people, would you say Biden or Trump has big achievements as president, 52% say Trump had big achievements as president. Only 43% say that of Biden. So is there any way Biden can get across to an audience that he's had a pretty good 4 years, at least in his telling of the story? How do you get that across? And finally, personal attacks of each against the other. How do those go across, and are they effective, or do they look like mudslinging that's unappealing to anybody?
We're going to have a lot more to talk to you about tomorrow. Charles will be back tomorrow. We'll do the post-debate recap. Big night tonight. 8 o'clock, you can watch the debate right here on CBS. Thank you, Charles. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you then.
Alex is standing by with the forecast. That's coming up next. We'll be right back.
Get an 11% rebate on your outdoor projects at Menards. Shop our great lineup of ultra-deck, low-maintenance composite decking and the largest in-stock selection of concrete landscaping blocks. From decks, patios, fire pits, and more. Get free estimates fast using our easy do-it-yourself design programs. Visit us in-store or on Menards.com to get started today. Get an 11% rebate on all decking and landscaping block.
Save big money at Menards.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. Novartis may help you save on your prescription.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in That Thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
New at 5, the first Buc-ee's in Wisconsin is hitting a roadblock. We explore what the delay means for the travel center's construction timeline, plus a look at how the deal could potentially impact the local economy. That's coming up next on News 3 Now at 5.
When temperatures rise, water parks make a big splash. But what about days like this?
I'm going beyond the barometer in Wisconsin Dells, showing how the weather impacts the daily operations of the water park capital of the world.
Tonight at 6.
All right. right, folks, let's take you through our planning your evening going on into the wee hours of your Friday morning. Beautiful temperatures in the 70s. Clouds will be on the increase. This is out ahead of our next weather system. We'll approach 60 degrees for a low temperature to start off your Friday, and then we'll be tracking the shower chances as we go further into Friday. 7 o'clock in the morning, we're looking at widespread showers, really from, let's just say, Madison and areas off towards the north and towards the west. Maybe even a couple of thunderstorms lining up towards the Mississippi River. Widespread showers, a couple of thunderstorms throughout the day on Friday. My rule of thumb for severe weather chances to be widespread. Note by noon, a lot of showers, a lot of thunderstorms, all that white, that's cloud activity across the area. You really need the clouds to disperse, to warm up, to destabilize, as it's called, for widespread severe weather to form. But some isolated stronger storms are not out of the question as we go into Friday evening, into Friday overnight, along with heavy rainfall. By the time we get to Saturday morning, those clouds will start to disperse. The winds are actually going to swing in around from the northwest as we go further into Saturday. Be a warm day, and it will be turning less humid on Saturday as well. Widespread 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of water across all of southern Wisconsin with this weather system. Not water that much of the area really needs at this point in time. Luckily, we're not looking at 1, 2, 3, or 4-inch amounts at this point in time with this weather system. Low chance for severe weather, again, because we've got the clouds, we've got the persistent rain shower activity. On Friday, that should limit the severe weather threat. Saturday, if you want warm temperatures, you got it. Sunday, if you want cooler temperatures, you got it as well. As we head further out into the 10-day forecast, as we head towards the 4th of July, we'll start to see those temperatures increase both by day and night, and we'll increase those on and off shower and thunderstorm chances. Right now, not looking at all-day washouts during this time period, but we'll be keeping an eye on the overall active weather pattern, as there could be some alert days in this period. We'll be back in a few moments.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Harker Heating and Cooling, Best Duct Cleaning, Best Heating and Cooling. Vote for Harker Heating and Cooling and all your favorites today.
Introducing Badgerscape Design and Landscape, your trusted full-service landscape company in the greater Madison area. We offer expert design, installation, and maintenance services. Visit Badgerscape Design and Landscape.com to schedule a consultation today.
Why Vitruvian Farms? Organic vegetables and mushrooms, and they're fresh, really fresh. We'll deliver to you or shop right on the farm. Vitruvian Farms, just outside Madison.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjord's furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Visit the Century House today and view our extensive lineup. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjord's furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
Tens of millions of roofs across America are failing, wearing out decades early, and leaking, oftentimes without you knowing about it, causing tremendous damage. Here's how you know you have a problem with your roof. Black streaking, your roof looks rough, or granules shedding off into your gutters or showing up in your driveway. Your roof is wearing out too fast, and it's going to cost you a bundle. RoofMax makes your roof like new by strengthening and rejuvenating it. So give us a call, and we'll give you a free assessment to see if your roof qualifies.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
That wraps up Live at 4 for this Thursday. Armand is in the newsroom with what to expect in our coverage moving forward. Armand?
Tomorrow on Live at 4, Will Loper has recommendations on what to stream this weekend. And then next at 5, how security experts are preparing for the Summer Olympics in Paris. Thanks for watching Live at 4. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.